Hello everyone. Today I will be doing Taurus for the month of October. For now I'm only doing monthly readings. I will start doing fortnightly readings shortly once I get a little bit more organised. Okay. What have we got for Taurus in the month of October 2019? The first card, the delicate fairy and her ferret. There's change coming for you. The second card is Little Owlin. I'm going to have to put my glasses on to read that. Wisdom is light as a feather. The third card is A New World is Born. Dragonland Garden. These are the Lucy Cavendish Shapeshifter cards. Elizabeth the Lion, it's time to become a great leader. See if I can get it to stay still. Okay, we've got Mermaid in a Koi Pond. Rediscover your individuality, become the dragon. A twist in the tail. The unexpected, a change you didn't see coming. Then we've got unending sadness of looking back. Endless thoughts of obsessive grief, replaying past negative nostalgia. Okay. Well. And Artemis of the Forest. You are now independent and free. And the last card is the Golden Phoenix. Something you thought finished bursts back into life. Okay, let's begin. The Delicate Fairy and her Ferret. This is actually a protective card, and it tells you that there are energies around you that are keeping you protected, keeping you safe. Energies and people. Looking at the reading as an overall, it seems as though you've been going through a very difficult emotional time. The card on the bottom of the deck, which is the overall energy of the read, is Wolf Moon. And it said, I will watch over you. Now, okay, Delicate Fairy and her ferret is a protective energy. The ferret is like a familiar. If you notice, each one has their own set of animals. These animals all have their own meaning and purpose. Whereas the ferret runs around and he watches boundaries. So I would take this as to read that you have had to set new boundaries because certain boundaries have been broken. The second card, Little Alan, Wisdom Light as a Feather. It's like you stepped up into another phase of consciousness, different to before. You have had a realization that something was not as it first appeared to be. And you've had to go and within to look at the situation, but from a different perspective, not one from the emotional perspective. And you have come to a conclusion that boundaries need to be reset if you are going to have the outcome that you desire. Dragonland Garden and a new world is born. That's telling me that having dealt with these energies, you can now move forward on a new life path. A decision has been made that you will no longer tolerate past restrictions and that you will do what your soul tells you is the right thing to do. We always know, it's like when people talk about it's a gut feeling or a gut sensation, what they're saying is that that's their intuition kicking in and telling them what is the right thing to do or not to do, the right path to take. Elizabeth and the Lion. Elizabeth and the Lion is a card of a leader, and without these things that happened previously, you would not have been in a position to be able to take on the role that you're about to take on now. Because the energies that were around you in the past were a bit negative, and they were actually stopping anything positive from coming through. You have left those things behind you now, and those things are now in the past. And you now have the ability to take on a lead role where you can go forward with confidence and be able to build the life that you want. The Mermaid in a Koi Pond. Rediscover your individuality. Become the dragon. This card, I feel, for myself anyway, it represents a spiritual awakening of a new level of understanding. One that has previously not been available to you because certain work needed to be done. And boundaries needed to be set so people didn't encroach on those and stop you, put blockages in front of the path that you choose to take. And it's telling you to rediscover yourself. You need to understand your limitations and your abilities. And you need to have confidence in yourself and trust your judgment, because your judgment right now is actually spot on. A twist in their tail, the unexpected, something you didn't see coming. This usually indicates something that comes from left field, out of the blue, something completely unexpected. And looking at the next card, which is Unending Sadness of Looking Back, it feels to me as though it's a situation from the past that is going to re-represent itself with another face. And you will be dealing with these same energies that you were dealing with in the beginning here. Except the difference is that now you've been through this phase of awakening and you've stepped into a new phase of power. You've set your boundaries so that you can take your power back and you can step forward onto this path with confidence, as I said before. The unending sadness of looking back. When you realize that this situation, the unexpected situation that you didn't see coming, it's an energy from the past returning in a different person. Sometimes when we move forward, the lesser energies will put blockages in our path to try and stop us, to try and make us give up. I read this because of the final card being the Golden Phoenix, something that you thought was dead returns to life. You need to be very firm with your boundaries, because what is coming may not necessarily be the best thing for you. Artemis of the Forest, now you are independent and free. You need to make sure when this energy does return that you don't get up all in your head about it and start replaying all of the negative bad things that were happening down here, because that is going to stop you from being able to move forward. Never bring past energies into the future. You must leave them behind and let them go. Release them to the universe so that the universe can filter them down as a positive energy, because the positive doesn't come until you release. The Golden Phoenix, something that you thought had finished bursts back into life. I have found throughout my years of reading this deck, this card usually refers to past relationships and someone returning from the past. Now, I feel that it's connected to these energies earlier in the reading. So, I would say that the cards are advising you to be very, very careful about what path you take when this represents itself, because it's appearing as something it's not. It's appearing as something good when it's actually something that is going to impede your growth. So, I would be leaving all of that behind and in the past, because there's another card in the deck, the Golden Phoenix. If the Golden Phoenix had been there at the end, that would have been a good thing, because the Golden Phoenix burns through any old negative energy residual energy left behind from the previous path. I would suggest that you do some releasing and write down on a piece of paper the things that you want to let go of, and the next full moon that comes, on the first phase of the full moon, you burn that and you send it back to the universe, and leave it for the ashes to be scattered in the wind after the fire burns down, because this is how we send our messages to Creator. this is how we release negative energy, and this is how we make a path to burn through that negative energy to be able to make way for the future. You need to be very mindful of the energies that you allow into your life right now, because it's a pivotal point, and it is kind of make or break. And this coming year, this is the end of a cycle. So we need to let go of anything that we do not want to carry with us in the next cycle, because if we don't release it now, we will have to carry it for the next 30-something years. So releasing now is very, very important for you to be able to move forward and to be able to build the life that you want for the future. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Blessed be, and have a wonderful day, evening, whatever it is, wherever you're watching. Thank you. Bye-bye.